Hey everyone, Lynn Hero here, one half of the Esti Sisters duo. Today we're going to be doing a demonstration for you on a wonderful new exosome treatment called the Exo Peel by Skimbolic. So the exosomes, and for those of you not familiar with exosomes, they actually are derived from stem cells. And we know that stem cells can be human-based or they can be plant-based. Well, exosomes typically are derived from stem cells and from different parts of the human stem cells, different parts of the human body, like the umbilical cord, skin cells, adipose tissue, platelets. This particular peel is utilizing stem cells or the exosomes from skin cells. Okay, there's a Sphingomonas ferment, and it's in all three of the ampules that we're going to be using today. But what makes this treatment really unique are two things. One is it incorporates the exosomes in different concentrations and in different ingredient blends. So the first ampule that we're going to be using is called Ampule 0 actually, and it utilizes a 5% lactic acid peel. Ampule number 2, but they call it actually ampule number 1, but it's the second step, and is incorporating hydrolyzed collagen, hyaluronic acid, and then we have the same thing with our third step, which is ampule number 2, which again has a cocktail of a bunch of wonderful anti-aging ingredients. So this is going to be a very brightening, hydrating treatment. Exosomes in and of themselves are really wonderful for wound healing, stimulating new collagen, and you're going to notice that the skin feels tighter, major reduction in pore size, even after just one treatment. So what we're going to do today for you guys is we're going to show you a complete protocol from start to finish, utilizing the entire kit in one treatment. However, you'll notice that this particular kit can be sold retail, and when we use the products retail, there's going to be a 3-step process that they're going to be separated. So our first protocol is when we're going to go ahead and cleanse the skin. However, I do want to mention that as with Rachel's and most of our protocols with the Esti Sisters, you will find us utilizing modalities. But for purposes of demonstration with our before and after for today, we're going to utilize just the Exo Peel Kit. But our preference would be to go ahead and use cold plasma, Dr. Platon, or Tonisher, because it will increase product penetration, so you'll get an even better result. But we want to go ahead and just show you effectively what results or what can be expected from just using this treatment by itself without any modalities. So we're going to go ahead and do a cleanse utilizing our HOP Pro Volumizing Mousse. I'm going to first go ahead and just wet the skin. So we're going to just apply a little bit of water to our client's face and neck. And this will just allow the foaming mousse to lather a little bit more. Okay, now we're going to be generous and take a few pumps of our volumizing mousse. I do add a little bit of extra water to my right hand, and then we are going to go ahead and start with a nice cleanse. This particular cleanser we love very much because it's a wonderful anti-aging cleanser suitable for all skin types. It has our polylactic acid, our growth factors, and these are plant growth factors. And it also has the Damascus rose water in here, so it's very gentle, a very lovely light scent. So anytime we can incorporate products that contain our polylactic acid, it's going to have an even greater anti-aging benefit and attempting to stimulate collagen. So this is a great home care product, but also nice in the treatment room as well. So we're going to remove the cleanser with a nice warm towel. Make sure I shake it out so it's not too warm. And then we do a little bit on the neck here. I love to flip the towel down just as an extra little tip. And it feels really great on the client's décolleté. Even if you didn't wash the décolleté, it still is a really wonderful feeling for the client. It's all about those little extra pampering tips. Okay, after we've cleansed our skin, next is when we would actually perform the modality treatment. So this is where I would, on clean, dry skin, perform the cold plasma treatment using our Dr. Platon. For purposes of our demo today, we're going to go ahead and skip that step and start with our trio of exosomes from the Exo Peel Kit. So I'm going to start with Ampule 0. That's our first step. Comes in a glass vial here. And you can actually apply it one of two ways. One is you can go ahead and put it in a bowl and apply it with a brush, or you can go ahead and use your fingers. I will go ahead and grab a little brush with a bowl and apply it that way for you. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead, and here's my little bowl. I'm gonna show you how we crack this open, very easy. And then we're gonna pour the contents, and this is our peel portion, so this is our exfoliating portion. And you will have to kind of tap it into the bowl because it doesn't come out super easily. So that's really nice to know though, in case you actually dropped it. When it's open, notice that it's not going to just like drip out. You actually have to make a concerted effort to tap out all the product. So I like that. I like the fact that it's safe because it could be very easy to accidentally tip over one of your ampules. Okay, there's quite a bit of product. I'm going to show you as soon as I get it all tapped in here. Okay, completely put the contents of the ampule in there. Now, it does say you could use a silicone brush. However, I find that this is so liquidy that if I used a silicone brush, it might be very runny and drip really easily on the skin. So I love to use one of my little fan brushes here. And these are really gentle. I love the little acrylic fan brushes because they're very gentle and soft on the skin. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start with the neck. I am touching the client's forehead up here so we make sure that there is that contact so it doesn't shock the client as much when you first touch them with the brush. We're going to leave the peel on for about 15 minutes in the treatment room. If you're following along with the instructions for home care, you'll notice that it says leave on overnight, but we're here to show you that doing this particular protocol with all 3 steps at one time still will get you amazing benefit from the Exo Peel treatment. And how does that feel? Do you feel any kind of sensation?
Yeah, it's a little tingly.
Okay, so it feels a little tingly. It has only a 5% lactic, but it does have that ferment in here that is going to create that. It has the exosomes. So it's definitely a little bit more stimulating, which is really great. And it will calm. I have used this particular treatment overnight, like the home care protocol calls for, and it eventually, within a few minutes, the sensation does decrease and it's very easy to go to sleep and sleep comfortably. Okay, so we're going to be using up all the protocol, or all the product that we have in here. Had a little left, you definitely could go ahead and you could do a separate add-on treatment if you guys wanted to do a décolleté treatment. You could actually would have enough product to do a separate whole, probably shoulder décolleté. It's going to help with decreasing uneven skin texture, minimizing pores, reducing the wrinkleness, the crepiness for sun damaged skin. So this would be a really excellent add-on for the décolleté as well. Typically when I do an add-on treatment, I charge a little bit less versus a standalone for the second add-on, only because it's, by the time the client's already in the treatment room, they're not taking up separate extra time. You're applying at the same time you're applying to the face. Okay, so this is going to be left on for 15 minutes. At this time, you can go ahead and do a scalp massage, you could do a hand and arm massage, or you can do a décolleté massage. I am going to use one of my favorite oils, and there's 2 favorite oils that I have, but today I'm going to use one of the ones I prefer the most, but this is a Sphingomonas Mandarin oil, and you can go ahead and put a little bit into a container, a little bowl, and put it in your hot towel cabbie, so it's really super soothing, comforting, and really extra decadent for the client. The other favorite one I have is from Sphingomonas, and today I'm going to be using our sweet chocolate oil, and if you guys haven't experienced that, it has a light sandalwood oil along with a cocoa seed in here, and it is amazing. Love this. And so it's not just something to use for the Valentine's Day or Sweetest Day holidays. I love to use it all year round, and the clients really love it as well. So I put a few dropperfuls into my hands, and then we're going to lightly pat on the décolleté. And again, you could be doing the hand and arm massage as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and do a light décolleté massage. And it's very aromatic. So this is something, again, that's going to be another component that's going to go ahead and just relax, pamper your client. I'm all about pampering and relaxing. And this is something that, again, even though this is a very focused, targeted anti-aging treatment, it still is really nice to add those little extra pampering effects to the treatment. Okay, after 15 minutes, we're going to remove the peel with a warm towel. Make sure it's not too hot. I won't feel as comfortable with the peel. Also, just a reminder that when you have the peel on for the initial 10 minutes or so, it might feel a little bitey, a little strong for the client, so you can go ahead and fan, and that really calms things down. But after about 10 minutes or so, it really feels fine for the client. And that's really good information. So if you are selling home care, or if you have our protocol, we're trying to follow that and send home the peel kit for them to do at home, like the home care instructions. You definitely want to let them know that initially it is going to feel a little bitey, and they can go ahead and just fan themselves. Even if they just take a card, something like that, that's going to help make them feel a lot better. And make sure you take this off really well. This is how you're neutralizing the peel. If the clients were at home and they were doing this and leaving this on overnight, they would go ahead and just rinse with water the next morning. Don't forget your before pictures. We always want to take before pictures and after pictures with all of our treatments. That's your #1 selling tip, is to take before and after photos, even if you're just going to use them to show clients. And a lot of times the areas that tend to feel like a little bit's left over are the creases of the nose and the upper lip. Does that feel good? Any areas that feel a little tingly yet? No? Okay. Okay, now we are going to proceed with the second step, which is actually called ampule #1. So you're going to open the ampule a little distance away from the client's face because it's very liquidy. Both of these ampules, ampule #1 and ampule #2, we're going to apply them or add them to a bowl and tap, 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 tap. So just remember that these will not spill very easily, so you definitely have to tap the contents into the bowl. And again, that's a feature that I really, really appreciate, so that if you by accident drop the ampule, it's not like all the contents is going to leak out. You actually have to make an effort to get it out of the ampule. Next, we are going to actually mix ampule #2. Again, I'm going to open this a little distance away from the client, pop it off, add the contents to the bowl as well. So what we like to do is, you can see that this is pretty runny. We're going to go ahead and add a few pumps of our Dr. Esti Rejuvenating Ampule. This is packed with our sodium PDRN, and we love that. That's something that actually comes from salmon DNA. And you can see it also has natto gum in here, so it's going to be really binding. So we like to use this because it's going to make a little thicker consistency, so less runny. And it's also going to give some extra amazing hydrating effects for the client and this really awesome glass facial look. So this is a really dewy product, a really dewy ampule to add to your skin treatments and to sell for retail as well. Okay, so once we've got that mixed together, we're going to start with the neck. And we are going to apply full contents all over the face and neck. Make sure you get under the eyes, over the eyebrow. If you're applying the peel ampule, initially you want to make sure that you kind of pull the orbital bone down, and then you can apply, just avoid the actual eye area itself. I mean, meaning up by the lash line, but you can definitely pull some of the skin down to apply to the under eye area. Just want to make sure you don't get in the eye. So you can say it's a really great consistency. So that's why we really love to cocktail with the Rejuvenating Ampule, because it just has that extra milky, thicker consistency, so it stays on, it's not so runny. It's going to adhere to the skin much better. So again, all 3 ampules contain exosomes, so they are getting this phenomenal treatment. You will see by the next day an amazing improvement in texture, shrinking of pores, the appearance of pores and fine lines, and tightening and brightening as well. So there are skin brightening effects, skin rejuvenating effects, wound healing effects. Again, exosomes offer us so much in terms of really amazing progress and advancement in anti-aging technology. And we are going to incorporate some of our PLLA into this treatment as well. For the remainder, we're going to incorporate a little bit of our SPF 50 all mineral HOP sunscreen. So some of that polylactic acid, which in and of itself, the PLA helps to stimulate collagen as well. So you're getting a lot of great ingredients from a variety of the products that we're using in this treatment. And then I have the clients go home and sleep, and we do not remove this till the next day. Now there's enough product here, a lot of product actually. So I am going to go ahead and do a few minute facial massage for the client since we have enough product. So it can assist in product penetration, but also just feels really good for the client. You can also do a galvanic treatment at this point. If you have your tonisher, you could even do some TimeMaster Pro ultrasound on here as well with a little EMS. Again, there is a lot of conductive material with the water-based ampules, and that will be added as an optional steps in our protocol as well. So again, lots of room for customization with these treatments, but we're covering the basic steps here, but then also always letting you know how you can customize it for your client, whether you want a shorter treatment, whether you want a longer treatment. If you were gonna just do these steps 0, 1, 2 for the exosomes and not really use any modalities, even if you would just do 5 minutes, you still could easily do this treatment within 30 minutes. But if you want to add on more massage, more modality work on the front end, you definitely could do that, and then just have it be a more extensive and obviously a higher price point treatment as well. We're going to finish with our all mineral SPF 50. A little is needed, and the reason we're going to go with just a little bit, like less than a pea size, is because when you're adding this sunscreen, and it's basically just to protect till the client gets home, because we have so much product on, there's a lot of hydration going on, it's going to take a little bit more to rub it in so that it doesn't have that white cast. When you do your after pictures, you definitely want to make sure that you take your after picture before, if you're going to do something ever during the day with your sunscreen, just so you don't see that extra brightening effect due to the sunscreen. So the skin looks amazingly hydrated, very dewy. This treatment can be done actually weekly or bi-weekly, depending on how sensitive someone's skin is. If they were doing the nighttime treatment with the exfoliation step left on overnight, I probably would do it once every 2 weeks. But if you're doing the leave-on for 15 minutes in the treatment room like we just did today, even weekly, a series of once a week would be fine. Very gentle, but very beneficial and very effective results-driven treatment. There you go. For more information on the written protocol and other demos that we have, as well as this demo, reach out to us at the Esti Sisters on Instagram or on email at estisisters.aomedusa@gmail.com. We look forward to sharing this protocol with you.